You need to stop putting yourself down and believe in yourself. I understand that it's not our strength or abilities that matter, it's God's, but what I'm referring to in this message is something else. This is about how we treat ourselves. We are told to love our neighbor, yet we don't love ourselves. We are told to forgive others, yet we have a hard time forgiving ourselves. We are quick to let others know they did a good job, but we often can't find the words to say when it comes to ourselves. God doesn't want us constantly putting ourselves down all the time. What parent wants their child to think so lowly of themselves? To constantly think that everything they do is terrible, or that they think they can never do anything right? Maybe you hate the way you look. Maybe you feel useless. Or maybe you think that you can never do anything right. Maybe you don't feel thin enough. Maybe you feel too thin. Maybe you hate your acne, dyslexia, a missing limb, or maybe it's that scar you have. Whatever it is, choose to love yourself just as you are. I notice that a lot of times when I do something, I put myself down. I would say things like, it's not good enough. Maybe this message isn't good, or maybe I didn't do a good enough job. On October 26th, I was doing the same thing. I was thinking that what I was doing wasn't good enough. It was referring to a book that I wrote. I was putting myself down yet again. Do you know what came to my mind? A clear message that helped me see things differently. I wrote it down so I could remember it. So listen closely to what came to my mind. This is what was said as if it was a back and forth, as if God was showing me that my thinking was wrong. I just don't think my work is that good. Do you feel as if God helped you write these books? Yes. So you're basically saying that God's work isn't good. I feel like I could end this here because I believe the message speaks volumes, but I want to say a bit more. I realized that yes, I felt as if God was helping me write these books. And if I truly felt that, then if I say that they aren't good enough, then I'm basically saying that God's work wasn't good enough. Yes, it's very straightforward, but it's also very accurate. Think about this the next time that you put yourself down. Think about this the next time you say that you don't like something about yourself. The next time that you look in the mirror and say that you hate the way you look. If you find that you're putting yourself down, ask yourself this question: did God make me? The obvious answer to this would be yes. And if God made you, which He did, then you're basically saying that you don't like God's work. Something that God spent time on, knitting you together in your mother's womb, and writing all of your days in His book. Psalm 139, verses 13 to 18 says this: "For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was made in the secret place. When I was woven together in the depths of the earth, your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, God! How vast is the sum of them! Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. When I awake, I am still with you." Do you see God's love for you in these scriptures? The truth of the matter is, we can be really hard on ourselves, but we don't need to be, because the same God who created this universe is the same God that put your tears in a bottle, and the same God who designed you just as you are for a reason. You number my wanderings, put my tears into your bottle. Are they not in your book? Psalms 56:8. Whatever it is that you hate or dislike about yourself, remember that when God made you, He made you with love. And in His eyes, He loves you just the way you are. Thank you so much for listening, and remember that it's okay to believe in yourself, and it's okay to love yourself, to know that you truly are fearfully and wonderfully made. If you are having trouble loving yourself, then ask God to help you see yourself through His eyes, to see yourself the way that He sees you, with love. God looks at you, and He doesn't see the mess that you see. Instead, He sees His beautiful child that He made and loves, so much so that He died for you. And I truly believe that it breaks God's heart and saddens Him when we put ourselves down, because He wants to see their child constantly putting themselves down. And remember that when you put yourself down, you are also putting down the work of God's hands. Unintentionally, but nonetheless still doing it. And now that I've told you, and now that you know, I hope that you start feeling it on your heart to love yourself, and in turn, to love what God has made, a beautiful person that God is happy to call His own.